Kia ora, hello and welcome into Cowles Stadium in Otautahi, Christchurch. Sky Broadband Rapid League basketball action coming to you live here on Sky Sport on your Saturday afternoon. It is the Canterbury Rams hosting the Wellington Saints. Nick Bewley with Maya Williamson alongside the Saints, backing up from a couple of nights ago up there in Napier. And what are you expecting from this Saints side? Particularly, our focus immediately is on Rapid League action. In fact, identical win-loss records in Rapid League and the NZNBL. 11 wins, 5 losses as we take a look at the ladder. The Saints sitting pretty there in second, the Rams fifth.
They are quite a strong Rapid League team, as we can see, sitting second on that ladder right there. They are missing a couple of pieces. Troy Plumtree obviously away with New Zealand stuff, who is a really good Rapid League player, but they play really fast basketball both in the Rapid League and the NZNBL. They shoot really well from beyond the arc, so that kind of play style really suits the Rapid League style of play, and I think they'll be a really hard matchup for the Rams tonight. Yeah,
they lost to the Hawks on Thursday, 33-28, but yeah, as mentioned, you can see 11 wins, 5 losses. The Rams, was it 7 days ago we were here? Absolute thriller in Sky Broadband Rapid League to beat the Manawatu Jets. Tucky Farrinson, ice cool from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. What are you anticipating out of them? It looks like Max Darling's going to play a bit of Rapid League this afternoon too.
Is that his first Rapid League signing this year?
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, it's exciting. 7 players make it a little bit easier. They only had 5 last week, so had to run that zone. This week they'll have a little bit more energy, so we'll expect to see them push and transition, which is a really strong part of their game, and get to their shots from that.
There is the Wellington Saints starting 5 with Tata Paesi, Dougal Meter, Prewster, Lovell and Hippolyte. They also have Arthur Pilcher as part of their 6-man rotation. Corey Lovell coming off a massive Rapid League game a couple of nights ago there in Napier. 10 points, 8 rebounds and 4 blocks. Not bad at all. Barbecues Direct Canterbury Rams starting 5. The Isaac brothers, Tama and Kaya, Aidan Tonge, Tucky Farrinson and Max Stoddard, who himself had a ball this time last week. Threes, blocks, you name it, he was filling up the stat sheet. And as we alluded to earlier, Max Darling, as we understand anyway, he's certainly going through the warm-ups, as was Jonty Bond. So I feel like this is the first time the Rams have ever had a 7-man rotation in Rapid League.
Yeah, well, in contrast to only a 5-man matchup last week, they'll be very excited to have 2 guys coming off the bench, and Max Darling will prove to be a force to be reckoned with in this kind of game. I think this would really suit him, just being able to get downhill at the rim and expose some matchups with probably a stronger body than anybody in that Saints matchup. Of
course, the second time these two teams meeting this season. The Saints getting the job done in Rapid League, the Rams winners in the NZNBL. Officiating crew, Bathurst, Marty Davison, Brad Clive. We're good to go here. And the Rams will open with the first possession. Tama Isaac was under a slight injury cloud, initially listed questionable with a rolled ankle earlier in the week. But good to see him back out here this afternoon. Brother Kaya. And here is Stoddard. Quick catch and release. Can't get that 3 to go. Here come the Saints through Hippolyte. Spin move there and a nice finish at the cup from Kavadu Hippolyte.
He's been really, really great this season as well, and only getting better. He played for their 3x3 team in the 3x3 Cup at the end of last year and was looking really strong, and is only getting better. So we'll see ball in his hand quite a few times tonight, I think.
Whistle, it'll stay with the Rams. There's Isaac. Kaya Isaac, that is, averaging just a touch over 11 points in Rapid League this season. Good defensive pressure early from the Saints. However, foul spotted, and 2 free throws coming up here for Kaya Isaac.
He's been an absolute freak in Rapid League, actually leading all scorers for Rapid League and second in that MVP race as well. Obviously, first in the MVP race is actually Caslow Evans, who isn't here tonight, out with a knee injury, which will be hard for the Saints to shoulder. But Kaya Isaac just been absolutely unstoppable, you could say, in Rapid League.
Yeah, and I felt like he come off his best week in the NZNBL last week as well. A couple of games there back-to-back. Played Nelson and Manawatu here at Cowles, and spot start last week as well, 15 points. Got that 3-ball flowing a bit better, so that'll do him the world of confidence, no doubt. Splits the free throws from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, and good work there. Farrington to steal, and then the pass from Tama Isaac. Recovery almost by Corey Lovell, but basket interference, and the bucket will count.
And that's that transition basketball we're expecting to see from the Rams, applying a lot of defensive pressure and then just getting to the break and scoring out of that.
Here's Tata Paesi, Lovell, Dion Prooster. And a nice finish there with the left hand from the vet.
Just all classes, Dion Prooster. Great decision maker off the dribble.
Isaac can't get that to go with the offhand. Hippolyte, the swat on Tonge.
Every week we say it though, Nick, Aiden Tonge, offensive rebounds, such a huge part of this offense, not only for the Rapid League, but for the South NBL. Got to do your work early on Aiden.
Stoddart open, it's the feet set. Head down, the drive to the rim. And we'll have a and one opportunity here. Max Stoddart picking up from where he left off last week.
Don't want to give him too much opportunity to get going. Uses his shot fake really well there, but sees the mismatch in Kafaru Hippolyte on him, choosing to go downhill. A really smart decision. He absorbed that contact really well to get the finish to go.
.22-year-old originally out at Invercargill, having a home up here in Canterbury. Completes the three-point play. 2-point lead early in Rapid League here for the Rams. Later the shot clock here. Oh, that's a place. It does well initially, just can't get the pass out to the corner. Brewster pulls up in the mid-range and hauled in by Tonge.
Bit of dead ball in that offense, and weren't really able to get to a high-quality shot. A contested mid-range, I'd be really happy to give that to anybody.
Start to play. See, trying to get that two-man game going with Lovell. And he opens his account, Corey Lovell.
Should have wrote the screen coverage on that one down there from the Rams. Not sure if there's a lot of communication. Really easy pass to the roller and some really late rotation help defense as well.
There's Tama Isaac now. Just to fashion something. Almost gets his own rebound. Here come the Saints again, pushing the pace. There's Dougal Meter from three. Look good off the hand, just back of the iron. And a good rebound there by Pilcher. Now Brewster pulls up from deep. Rebounded by Tonge. Slightly on the low-scoring side, Maya. Both these teams averaging just over 38 points a game in Rapid League, 6 each in the first quarter.
I was just thinking, quite a slow wee game, this one. Typically, you see both teams try to push and transition a little bit more than what these guys are doing, settling for a lot of half-court looks and trying to get into sets, which is quite contrast to what you'd usually see in Rapid League.
A 5-second differential here between game and shot clock. Dougal Meter, corner three. And that is clean.
That's what Dougal Meter's going to do all day, and these Saints guys know it. If they can get downhill and find Dougal Meter in the corners, that's just automatic.
Tonge now, a spin move on Tata Paesi. Not finished, but gets the whistle. And we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe with 3.6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And a little bit of indecision here in front of us, Maya, in terms of substitutions. Jonty Bond into the ball game for Kaya Isaac. Max Darling perhaps sub in for Tonge after these free throws.
Good little 3-second run around. Will they get another seat?
Doesn't make either Tonge And smartly from Brewster calling the player timeout with our TV clock showing 0.2 of a second. I believe we'll have another second added, 1.2 to close out the first quarter. Max Darling's taking a seat back on the bench, so we have to wait for his boarding pass in the second quarter.
Quite an early player timeout. You usually see them taken a little bit later in the second half, but maybe they want to enter the end of the first quarter with a little bit of momentum behind them, possibly. Could go for a Dougal meter 3 right here.
Brewster with the inbound. And off the alley-oop play, it almost comes off as Lovell hits the floor hard. And I believe there was a whistle in there somewhere on Lovell. I'm going to say it was in the act of shooting potentially there. It's a lovely pass by Brewster on the money. And shooting 2 indeed. The foul's on Max Stoddart. So a smart player timeout in the end, albeit early, from the Wellington Saints, and Max Darling is into the ball game for Tonch.
What do you expect from Dion Brewster, right? Just an absolute veteran, so much class, and definitely the leader here in this Rapid League squad with all these young guys. Perfectly executed pass for Corey.
Corey Lovell, the back at 10 points, 8 rebounds and 4 blocks. Rapid League action on Thursday night. Out of the Hutt Valley, spent some time over in the States at Harcum College in Philadelphia. This is the first. So he's still got a bit of filling out in that big frame. He's a player with certainly a lot of potential and promise and athleticism. Misses both the free throws, unfortunately, for the Saints. And that might just do us for the first quarter. Yes, it will. The longest 3.2 seconds ever. But that is quarter time, where the Saints lead the Rams 9-6. 4 different scorers. Maya for the Saints. What did you make of the first quarter?
Quite a low-scoring affair like we spoke about, and a slow game too. Typically what you see from Rapid League teams is just teams looking to push and go. But I saw both sides really decided to settle a little bit and try to get into their half-court offensive actions, especially the Saints. They really like to run half-court sets and set them off all actions for shooting, like we see Dougal Meter on the corner. So pretty surprising the way that this game has gone. I think the Rams could honestly afford to go in transition a little bit. Saw Coach Liam Connolly looking to force them to go and get at the rim a little bit, because that is how Rams like to play.
It'll be interesting too once we see Max Darling fully integrated into this Rapid League lineup for the Rams as well. His impact. That slightly disruptive 2024 season for him with that concussion that really sort of curtailed his campaign early. Largely coming back into the NBL mix in a limited bench role. And he'll enjoy the opportunity here this afternoon to get out, get into some rhythm.
Yeah, I like the idea of him playing Rapid League. I think his style of play actually really suits it. He's shown a capability to shoot the ball well. He's obviously really strong, and he can get downhill to the rack with ease, really, especially he's probably hunting a lot of these matchups with some of these younger guys, obviously, like you said, still looking to fill out a little bit less on the strong side.
The Saints who open up the second quarter. 3-point lead. It's a shot clock issue, unfortunately, brings about a delay. Saints looking for their 12th win of the season in Rapid League. The Rams sit 5th on the ladder with a 9-win, 6-loss record. Of course, Sal's NBL action to follow this contest. Start to 4 o'clock tip-off. Rams going for 13 straight, can you believe? Sitting pretty at the top of the table, the defending champions. A good test, as it always is, against the men from the capital. Brewster, Asa, Paesi. Oh, good work there, Stoddart getting in between up to Paesi and Lovell. Bonds now, quarter 3, Cash. Tied ball game.
That's what the Rams really need to do, is get those stops out of their defensive coverages and then just go in trans. They've got shooters that can go in the corner, and they have great decision makers when they're pushing the break.
Satapayasi again gets the screen from Lovell. Spin. The footwork there by Stott up. Oh, fashions a lovely up and in shot there. It is Satapayasi. It's the Saints back in front.
He's shown a really great capability to come off those on-ball screens and make smart decisions. Obviously really shifty as well, recognises the mismatch with Max Stoddard, and a really nice finish, like you said.
Foul on Darling, who will head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Not surprising, he's injected himself and made an impact straight away. I'm sure they'll look to get him the ball a little bit more if they can hunt some mismatches.
Darling connects with his first. All of his points, in fact, Maya in the NBL last week in the blowout went over the Jets coming from the free throw stripe. Very unusual.
Getting some good reps up, that's for sure.
It's just showing the attacking mindset there when he is on the court. Just with the Breakers on a development contract, Max Darling. There's Prooster now. And gets that mid-range game going again, Dion Prooster.
Saints utilise their off-ball actions extremely well. And to get Dion Prooster coming downhill with time and space to make a decision, incredible. And you can't give him too many of those pull-up J's.
Stoddart now. Not quite got that three ball going as he did last week. And a loose handle there by Prooster. The pressure there from Taki Farrington. Take a second look. Good lateral movement there, creating that error.
Tom Isaac did a good job to be in that plug position as well. Just Dion saw bodies and obviously didn't really have a solution for it.
Here is Darling. Spin. And that one to go. Remains the Saints, 2 points to the good. There is that connection again. Satapayasi and Lovell. A bit of helter scout here on this possession from Wellington. It's Hippolyte puts the head and shoulder down into Jonty Bond's chest. Bond does well.
Not a lot going on in that offensive position for the Saints. A lot of guys just trying to go one-on-one, ISO and force some things, which is out of the ordinary for their offensive style.
It's Darling now. To get something going, and great patience from Max Darling. And a tied ball game again.
If I'm the Rams, I'm hunting that kind of matchup almost every possession until they make some kind of adjustment.
Oh, lovely there from Satapayasi. Creating the space and then knocking down the three.
That was tough. He's super shifty with the ball, can create looks off the dribble and off the on ball. I really like what I've seen from him today. He's a hard matchup for the Rams.
Yeah, 7 points in Rapid League on Thursday, up to 5 in this first half this afternoon as Taki Farrington answers with the quarter three.
You can see a little clap of excitement to himself. Hasn't particularly shot the ball well this season, so he'd be happy to see that one go through the rack.
Oh, he's going back for more, young Tyson. Almost identical play. Can't get the three to go. Likes the matchup with young Jonty Bond. And they go straight back to it. He pulls up now from the Cowles car park. No lack of confidence. And a player timeout now, this time for the home team, the Rams, with 12.8 seconds left in the half.
Be nice for them to get a bucket here. Haven't really led it all today in the Rapid League, so they'll be hunting something to go. Wouldn't be surprised if they went to old Max Darling, who's liked his matchups today. Not really anybody in the Saints lineup that can particularly match his strength. And if you send a double, obviously you've got some shooters open too.
Plenty of time to work with here to close the half. 16 each. Sky Broadband Rapid League. And Fortunately, go again. Isaac. Look there from Dougal Meter. And Isaac, though, strong, tough finish. Off the spin. Nothing wrong with that ankle there, Maya.
Wow, yeah, absolutely not. Just drives and dances. Tama Isaac, so smart. Changes direction really well. You can see Dougal Meter just lost a little bit of momentum there, and Tama was really smart to absorb that contact straight away. Not sure what the heck was wrong with that ankle, Nick. I can't tell.
Well, that's his first make of the game. And he makes the three-point play as well. Let's give the Rams a three-point lead. 5.2 remain in this first half. Little punch and counter punch feel. Start to Paesi. Electric burst of pace there. And he gets the foul call. See, having used that player timeout, couldn't advance the ball there, Wellington. 2.7 seconds remain. Brewster slings it to Dougal Meter. Front iron. So it is the Rams who will hold the lead entering the second half, 19-16. And again, Maya Williamson, real collective effort from both teams. All but one scorer for the Rams, Aidan Tonge, yet to open his account. And 5 out of 6 plays for the Saints as well. So it's been an entertaining contest.
I think it'll go down tooth and nail for the rest of the game. Both these teams are pretty talented squads and match up quite nicely with each other. I think this is going to be a game of trading buckets in the second half and seeing who can execute a little bit nicer offensively and then who can do their deed defensively. Obviously, it's going to be a team effort. Would like to see maybe hunting the matchups of Max Darling a little bit more like we've spoken about. And then I think Tyson is the guy to go to for the Saints. He's shown real craftiness, being able to go downhill, especially off his on-ball screens, and Rams have been a little bit late in their help rotations. If he can expose that a little bit more, I think the Rams will really struggle with that matchup.
They're shooting at a nice clip, the Saints. 50% from the floor, 7 of 14. Yeah, Tyson Tata Paesi with 5 points. There's there in singlet one. Of course, our stats partner, the Chemist Warehouse.
Thought scoring picked up a little bit more in that second quarter as well. Both teams figuring themselves out, finding their feet a little bit. Thought they also did a better job at pushing in transition and just trying to get to the rim that way. Saints still playing a really disciplined half-court style of offense as well.
The clock issue here in the stadium. Hopefully we just iron all these out in Rapid League and we're ready to fire. And Sal's NBL, really looking forward to that one after 4 o'clock. The Rams top of the table. 12 straight wins. 13-2 their win-loss record. Up against the Saints, 11 wins, 5 losses. Sitting in 5th at the minute. Kai Isaac now, a little shovel pass there to Stoddart. Nice two-man game. It's time for the barbecues to wreck Canterbury Rams.
Kai Isaac coming downhill puts so much pressure on the Saints defense, and if you're on the back foot, he becomes really, really dangerous, and a really nice two-man action there with him and Max Stoddart. That's pretty hard to guard.
Prooster spotted the mismatch immediately. Corey Lovell's got about a foot on Jonty Bonds.
At least. Looks like the Rams have opted to switch all of their on balls, which is not terrible, especially considering Max Stoddart is capable of guarding 1 to 5, but it's that low help again for the Rams that needs to come across and give Jonty some help. As a fellow short person, it's the worst thing ever when you're stuck behind a big and no one else comes to help you out.
Free throw shooting, just a touch of an issue for the Saints. It's their first make from the Chemist Warehouse stripe in this rapid lead contest. Rams leading by 4. Almost loses the handle there, Isaac. Tonge now. Stoddart back with Isaac. Farrington, everyone getting a touch here for the Rams. And that'll be a double dribble call.
Dougal Meter, I think, the catalyst for that good defensive position. Applied a lot of great backcourt pressure on Kaya and then was able to defend that off-ball screen action really well, kind of minimalising the damage that Kaya can do, and in turn, the Rams' offense just became a little bit stagnant.
There's Prooster. Hippolyte. A lot of comms here defensively for the Rams and by their bench too, and they're delighted with that turnover. Here comes Isaac. Step back and gets the shooter's roll. Probably the largest lead of the game now for the Rams. They're up by 6.
That's when they're at their best. They get a defensive stop. There's a lot of energy behind them, and then they get to push the break and go in trans, especially Kaya Isaac with time and space. In transition, he's pretty deadly.
Oh, Prooster, just a no-look pass there. The Hippolyte in the corner. Connect though, just called off a touch for the Saints offensively, and it's the complete opposite at the other end. Kai Isaac starting to cook with gas.
He's too hard to stop. The Rapid League leading scorer does it every week.
Four quick points for Isaac, just open up this margin. Been all Canterbury in this third quarter. Stoddart now quarter 3. Oh. Round and out. Saints desperately need a bucket on this possession.
They want to see a little bit more ball movement, the Saints.
Brewster gets the rebound, they'll reset. Pulls up. Not too far away either. And last touch by Lovell and the Saints. Just the 1 point by that coming via Corey Lovell free throw here for Wellington in this third quarter. What are you seeing from the Rams defensively that's working so well?
I like their screen coverages with the switch. I think it really neutralises the amount of action the Saints like to run, and then out of that, they've just become really, really stagnant. I think they've had a couple of offensive possessions where not a lot has gone on, and then we saw it like that last one. Bruce is just having to pull out a deep 3. It's been pretty difficult for them to get any high quality or uncontested looks at all.
Tapaesi slings it to Brewster, gets it back. Tapaesi looked dangerous in that first half. Tough shot there. Work by Tonge. Here come the Rams. Isaac. Patient on the offhand. Kai Isaac's got 6 points for the third quarter. The Rams lead by 10. Brewster now looking to do it all himself. Good find. Dougal Meter, quarter 3. Need this, Wellington, and they get it.
And that's exactly perfect for the Saints. 2 feet in the paint, find a kick out, and find a shooter in the corner. Textbook.
Isaac with the dagger to close out an outstanding third quarter. 9 points in it for Kaya Isaac. He's up to 10 points for the game. And the Rams lead by 10, 30 to 20.
Kaya Isaac, man, he's levels above. We see it week in, week out, his dominance in Rapid League.
There was the Dougal meter 3 from the corner. Not going to get a second look at the Kaya Isaac 3. It was deep. Just from the ITM logo there on the far side. So yeah, averaging just under 12 points a game in Rapid League and up to 10 now. It was a little quiet up until that point. Went into the second half from just the solitary point buyer, but can't keep a good man down.
He often does that. I feel like he really comes out when the teams need him, and it was a little bit tooth and nail, like we said, going into the half time, although trading buckets a little bit, and then obviously just decided, yeah, I'm going to do it, as we see here, Kai from the ITM logo, and the calm walk-off, just so unbothered by it.
Troy McLean leading the conversation there for the Saints. Feel like a long way back. However, you called it 7 days ago, Maya.
Okay, you did need to bring it up once again, Nick. Oh.
You thought Manawatu had the win in the bag, less than a minute to go. Crazy things have happened in Rapid League this season.
I'm no longer making any predictions ever. It just never works out. Completely doable for sure. A game of runs, but they'll need to stop Kaya Isaac if they want to make any inroads at this score.
Well, it was a 14-4 quarter in the end in favour of Canterbury. So how quickly things can turn. They're going to need to get it going immediately here, the Saints. Prewster just going to step on Farrington. Tata Poyesi back with it. And gets it to fall. Tyson Tata Poyesi up to 7 points.
Bit more of an aggressive mindset there for the Saints. Those last few possessions were stagnant and weren't able to see the key a little bit, but Tyson just getting 2 feet in the paint opens things up so much more.
Max Darling, facilitator. Max Darling, point guard. I like it.
Never seen that in my life, I don't think. Could be the start of something new.
That pass was inch perfect there. Restores the 10-point lead. Isaac is casually up to 12 points now. Great work defensively here by Darling. Good work there by Corey Lovell. Might have been a travel on the offensive rebound, but the Saints get away with it. So lacking urgency here, the Saints, given the predicament. Tata Poyesi in the face of Darling, front of the iron. Kyle Isaac with the rebound.
Darling very guard-esque today with that on-ball defense on Tyson, neutralizing anything that Tyson could do. Saints really struggled with that one.
Dougal meter, quick release, pulls the trigger. They needed that, the Saints.
They're staying in it. They can't just trade buckets. You've got to get stops here. You've got to slow this man down. Can you do that? I'm not sure.
From the elbow, back of the iron. Strong rebound by Lovell. Can they get back-to-back buckets here? Wellington. Dougal meter from almost the exact same spot. Well short.
It's a good look. Hot hand. Found in transition. Not much of a hand in his face. If you're the Saints, you've got to take that at this point in the game.
Isaac, again, dominant. What can't he do? Kai Isaac up to 14 points now. Double team comes on Tata Poyesi. Whistle and a foul. As Darling checks out. Jonty Bond in. .137 to play. Saints down by 9. Every possession critical. How about this? Burst of pace from Dougal meter. Foul though before the shot attempt. Hippolyte along the baseline. And a loose handle and a turnover. Work there by Max Stoddart.
Not great timing for that kind of thing to unfold. Rams I'm not going to say they're going to get the dub, but looking pretty comfortable as we speak. Well, Saints just really haven't been able to get the stops to close the gap enough.
Farrington up top now. Just hasn't been able to get that three ball to go, but there he is. Mr. Offensive rebounds himself 8 times, but can't finish with his favoured left. Just leaves the door slightly ajar for Wellington. Oh, great footwork there. Tata Paesi draws the foul. And we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
And he's been their main guy. I really like the way that he's attacked downhill. He's really shifty. Just gets defenders on the back foot. You can see Jonty there can't stay in front, trying to defend from the side, and then draws the foul. I've loved his aggressiveness today. Just been the defensive end for the Saints where they couldn't quite get it done.
Free throw shooting issues as well for the Wellington Saints. 1 of 5. Some points out there as the crowd builds here at Cowles, making it 1 from 6. Goodness me. Stoddart now, the crossover. The big man downhill. There's a roller skates there for a minute, Maya. He gets the foul.
Well, our big men looking like guards today. Max Darwin throwing dimes, Max Stoddart breaking ankles.
Rams now 6 of 9 from the free throw strike. And looking the goods to chalk up their 10th win in Rapid League. Up to Paesi. License to shoot immediately here, you feel. Dougal Meter now. Strong contest there from Max Stoddart, who might have just copped one in a place you don't want to cop one.
Probably did a good job at getting up and challenging that Dougal Meter layup, but a little bit too late, and the hands also just came down. It's that discipline we always speak about defensively. And I think for the Rams, heading into the NZNBL game, need to be a little bit more off-ball aware. You don't want to rotate too late and allow those open drives. Oh, what a soldier.
Back on his feet. He's got to go. Gotta keep going.
Bit of a grimace on the face, but
Dougal Meter, free throws. And a player timeout called here from the Rams, as we've seen throughout the course of the season. Wyatt playing every possession with 100% intensity.
Judd must really drill that into them, I think.
And look, the position the Rams find themselves on the NZNBL ladder, they're sitting pretty there at the top at the minute, but you never know. Drop a couple of games and this for and against, which does contribute from Rapid League, could become important, or more important for them.
I think down the stretch practice is really important as well, obviously heading into the playoffs. But there's some really close games, so being able to operate and perform under pressure is really important, and obviously you want to get as much practice as you can at it.
Max Stoddart gets that three ball to drop there. And the Rams, 39 points now. Work there by Bonds. Just loses the handle at the last minute. Ends up with Stoddart. The shot clock's off. Farrington tries with a bit of English. Tonge, another offensive rebound. Stoddart, the three ball again. Front of the iron. It's all a little messy here at the end, and we are going to have one final possession. The Saints just beating the clock to call a player timeout.
Dion Bruce is a smart player. And we'll see that Max Dodder triple once again. Very guard-esque from our big guys today. Positionless basketball, perhaps the modern style of basketball. Maybe one last oop play or a three ball here for Dougal Meter.
Well, the Rams have shot 4 of 12 from three, 33%. And the most attempts has come from Max Dodder, the big 1 of 5. Finally got one to go through the hoop. But it really is part of his game. We saw it last week. It's not by design. Hippolyte, can he beat the clock? No, he can't. So that's all she wrote in the Rapid League. The Canterbury Rams, too good for the Wellington Saints. 39 points to 27, very much as it has been throughout the course of the season. The Kaya Isaac show, 14 points, 6 of 9 shooting. But I had 10 or 9 points alone in that third quarter to create some distance that the Rams never relinquished. As we take a quick look at the key stats, courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. Aidan Tonge playing a key role as well. 3 of those 6 rebounds coming at the offensive end. And younger Isaac brother, Tama Isaac, leading the way from an assists standpoint with 4. Speaking of Kai Isaac, he's standing by with Maya Williamson.
All right, you came in the second half a little bit quiet, then absolutely exploded. What changed? What was going through your mind?
I think we just executed well. The ball found me, so yeah, I'll do what I do. So.
What do you think you're going to carry over into the Cowles NBL game now? Big match-up tonight.
I think just guarding the ball and trying to knock down that 3 ball, and then yeah, doing the little things, winning those little battles. So yeah, that's it.
Lastly, can anybody guard you in Rapid League, do you think?
Oh yeah, a few players. We won't name them, but yeah.
Thanks, Gaia.
Right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right, that'll do us here for the time being at Cowles Stadium in Otautahi, Christchurch. It is about 20 minutes away from 4 o'clock. That's when we'll be back on air. Really exciting contest coming to you live here on Sky Sport. The Canterbury Rams, top of the table, looking to go back-to-back in the Cowles NBL, hosting the Wellington Saints. We'll take in some highlights here of the season so far and see you at 4 o'clock.
Basketball. Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster. E for excitement, entertainment, energy, and epic. Cowles NBL 2024 is rated E. Help me up, never let it fall. Help me roll like an animal. Back to the bone. Watch out, 'cause I'm in my zone. And I don't care what you think you got.
Kia ora, hello and welcome to Cowles Stadium, Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Cowles NBL basketball round 13 action. It's the defending champions at the top of the table. Canterbury Rams hosting the Wellington Saints. Nick Bewley here with Maya Williamson alongside. Really looking forward to this contest, Maya. The Saints backing up from a big win a couple of days ago against the Hawke's Bay Hawks. The Rams, well, they just continue to roll. 12 wins now on the bounce. What are you anticipating out of this contest? It has the hallmarks of a classic.
Oh, absolutely. I'm really, really excited. Despite the Saints being a little bit short-handed, I still think this one is going to go down to the wire. Obviously, the Rams, like you said, being 12 on the bounce, there's a lot of anticipation going into this matchup. I'm very, very excited.
You get involved with our mix and pick poll as well. Simple question, who wins? Early doors favouritism with the Rams, as you can anticipate, given their ladder position. And the last time the two teams met, the Rams up there in the capital, 107-84 winners over the Saints on that night. All three of the Rams imports 20 points or more. KJ Buffin with a season high 26, MJ Walker Jr. with 24, Lockie Ulbrich with 22, and an important 17.7 assists from Taylor Britt as well. As we take a look at the ladder, there are the Rams, top of the table with a 13-2 record. The Wellington Saints have played the extra game and currently sit fifth with an 11-5 record. This, curiously, their last road game, actually. 3 home games to conclude the regular season. Important there for the Saints. Certainly it feels like the 3, 4, 5 spot very much up for grabs. Yeah,
don't really know how that one's going to go. I think the Saints having 3 home games at the end of their stretch will help them a lot. Obviously not having Lee Arthur will hurt a little bit, but hopefully Hiram Harris can come back soon to complete their roster a little bit. This is a team that can definitely finish as high as possible on the ladder, though. Plenty
to come here on Sky Sport. First of 2 games here on your Saturday with the Manawatu Jets hosting the Nelson Giants up there in Palmy. 6:30 our coverage begins. Then it's on to Dunedin tomorrow. The Nuggets and the Fire, the Bulls and the Ears to close out round 13. That'll be an intriguing one too. No Mitch McCarron, no Sam Froling for the Ears. The Bulls, Flynn Cameron as well. Ethan Rushbatch, Tall Blacks duty. So interesting fixture there to close out the round. As we take a look at the Wellington Saints starting lineup, and this is a team, Maya, where there's plenty of points. They scored 62 alone in the first half on Thursday night. Ben Eyre, Terry Henderson Jr. is joining the fray. Sam Gold, Tohi Smith-Milner, and Dane Samuel, fresh off his 100th game in the Cowles NBL, and having a ball as well on Thursday night against the Hawks. One of the key matchups this afternoon is going to be the battle of the bigs, so we thought we'd catch up with both of them, starting with Tohi Smith-Milner.
Highly anticipated matchup for you tonight. Lockie had an efficient 22 points last time you guys played. What kind of shots did he get to, and how are you looking to adjust to that tonight?
I think we just let him get to his spots. He's a pretty good post-up player, and we let him be a decision maker as well, so we're trying to limit down on how much we give him.
Awesome. And you had yourself a clinic that night, especially from beyond the arc. What kind of adjustments do you think Lockie's going to throw at you, and how are you going to counter that?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I know Juddy's got a game plan, so looking forward to seeing what he's got. But yeah, I'm sure he'll have some change-ups on defense depending on who marks me, whether it's Lockie or if it's a smaller guard or a more mobile person, I guess.
Awesome. Good luck tonight. Thank you.
He's had a great season, hasn't he? Smith-Milner, that 3-ball, effortless. There's 8 threes alone in that equal career high against the Otago Nuggets earlier in the season. He's really found some flow.
And he's shooting really well as well, 40%, 2.9 from 7.3 attempts, which is really high caliber and pretty effortless. We saw him chucking some up in the old warm-up there, and he just didn't look like he was struggling whatsoever.
In terms of not struggling, the Wheeler Motor Company, Canterbury Rams, their starting 5, back to what we have become accustomed with after some changes last week against Manawatu, with Taylor Britt, Walter Brown, MJ Walker Jr. and KJ Buffin Jr. Their big is the South Australian Lockie Ulbrich, who caught up with Meyer a little bit earlier.
Highly anticipated matchup tonight between you and Tohi. He had a 21-point game last time. What kind of defensive adjustments are you going to make to adjust this time round?
I think just making sure it's better team rotations. You know, he picks and pick and pops a lot, so making sure we got, you know, heavy help on his pops and good communication around that. But yeah, team defense.
Awesome, and you had yourself a good night as well, 22 points, so you know that you can score. What are you expecting from them, and what kind of things can you think you can do to exploit the weaknesses of Tohi's defense?
Yeah, definitely expecting a change up from them, from their defensive schemes last time. You know, I'm not too sure what that will be, but you know, Juddy and the team will make a change on the fly if they do something we're not prepared for. But yeah, just attacking the slower guys off the dribble and, you know, playing our Rams basketball, which is, you know, everyone gets a touch and, you know, good shots.
Awesome, thanks Lockie. Good luck tonight.
Lockie Ulbrich averaging just a tick under 20 points a game, 4th in rebounding in the league, over 11 rebounds a game, 3 assists as well, a couple of blocks. Just does it all. How impressed have you been with this pickup for the Canterbury Rams?
That was an amazing pickup by Judge Flavel. Not only is he extremely efficient, a really good playmaker, but just a great dude as well. Really has fit into this Rams style of play, and their culture was really strong. Last time they played the Saints, 22 points, but more importantly for me was the 75% field goal percentage from him. Just extremely efficient, and I think they'll be looking to go to him tonight, especially trying to attack Tohi off that downhill look.
There is the head-to-head courtesy of our stats partner, the Chemist Warehouse. What stands out to you, Mike? The Saints, they don't lack offensive threats, do they? Lead the league in points, assists, 3-point percentage. It's just going to come down to stops, you feel?
100%. I think the big stat there is obviously the points per game is 101, but last time they played, the Rams only had 84, which is a massive differential, and I think that'll be the key tonight. If the Rams can stop their threats and take away what the Saints like to do, they love to get disadvantaged situations and get their threats going. If they can take that away, the Rams will be away running, I think.
The battle of the point guards too, one that I'm very much looking forward to this afternoon. Taylor Britt, arguably one of his best seasons yet, averaging, what is it, just a tick over 16 points, 6 assists. It's after last season where it was more like 9 and 4, up against Ben Eyre, who can be equally as damaging as a scorer or a facilitator. Just on Thursday night against the Hawks, 29 points, 11 assists.
I have absolutely loved watching Ben Eyre, just electric energy, does it all on both ends of the floor. I think him and Taylor Britt will have a field day today. Not sure who's going to actually win the battle of the point guards, but I'm excited to see it.
The young fella there with the ball in his hands is Jack Reynolds out of Kaiapoi High School, plays his rep basketball for North Canterbury, and his favourite player is MJ Walker Jr. I'm looking forward to seeing how MJ Walker Jr. goes back in the starting side. Of course, there was a bit of illness in and around the Rams camp last week, which saw Walker Jr. And KJ Buffin come off the bench. MJ Walker seemed to start the season strong, perhaps just sort of fallen away a touch, but hasn't had to carry the team because the Rams just have so many threats across the court.
He came in really hot, obviously. We were still waiting on old KJ there, and Lockie had some absences as well, so MJ just shot the absolute lights out of the ball. Obviously had that Tuatara game where he dropped 40, like you said. Dropped off a little bit, actually had a 0-point game here against the Years. but he's picked up a little bit and played as well. He comes out at moments where they need him. I know that he's had a little bit of a ankle injury, didn't train on Thursday night, so we'll obviously have to be a little bit cautious. But last time he played these guys, shot 3 from 4 from the three-point line, so might have a field day with it.
In terms of the mix and pick poll, Maya, I know you're not a fan of predictions after last week. I'm not going to bring it up again, but...
Just did.
where are you leaning towards? Are the Rams going to go 13 straight?
Look, I don't want to be biased on national television, but yes, they are.
But you're about to be?
Yeah, but I'm about to be. I just had to preface it. I think no Liafa and Hiram Harris is going to be pretty hard for the Saints to stop a healthy and strong-looking Rams.
I just feel like at some stage they've got to lose. Surely they've got to lose one before the playoffs.
Maybe they'll lose to the Sharks.
Well, what is the run home? It's Airs on the road, Sharks back here, and the Bulls to close out the regular season. It has been a heck of a winning run. Can they keep it going? The defending champs. They're going to start with the first possession. And Taylor Britt. Standing matchups across the court as Britt gets the little move early on. Ben Air. And then flattened. Out of my view, Maya. Looks to find the player in the corner.
The battle of the point guards is obviously starting 10 seconds into our game.
Baseline inbound here for Britt. Walker Jr. pulls up, corner 3. Can't get that one to go early. Gold with the rebound.
That'll be a look the Saints know are coming. They'll have a hand on everything MJ shoots tonight.
And a good tip there by Britt. Forces the turnover. And it was that turnover count last time these two teams met as well, Maya. It was the second most turnovers the Saints had all year. And a lot of that brought about by the Rams' defensive intensity as KJ Buffin opens up the account and has words after.
KJ Buffin, last time he played these guys, 26 points and 4 from 7 from the three-point line. Had a similar outing last week as well against the Jets, so he's really finding his feet, especially from beyond the arc.
How about Darnay Samuel, though? Immediately responds to open the Saints account. It was a big night for Darnay in game 100 on Thursday against the Hawks. Season high 26 points on 10 of 13 shooting. And another whistle here and a foul on the Saints. A lot of pressure coming at Taylor Britt early.
That late signing of Darnay Samuel, a really great one for the Saints, averaging 12 points, but his last 3 games, like you said, 22 points, 21 points, and 26 points.
Ulbrich, there's the battle of the bigs early. Strong baseline drive from the South Australian. Didn't really have to get into his work last week, did he? Myrie, that blowout went over the Jets. Still with his 8th double-double of the season, but in limited minutes, 11 and 11. Samuel again gets a good tip there for Terry Henderson Jr. Relatively new addition for this Saints lineup. Here come the Rams. How about the pace? Oh, good work there. And recovery from Smith-Milner in the transition.
Yeah, a lot of pace here early to begin. Rams will definitely be looking to hunt in transition, especially with Tohi Smith-Milner on the court, as well as Darnay Samuel, as Lockie Ulbrich, just like the scout says, just looking to hunt that matchup with Tohi and get him downhill from the perimeter.
4 quick points for Ulbrich and a 5-point lead for Canterbury. Good hand there from Buffin. Here's Air, pulls up. Look at that 3 to go. Good work there by Smith-Milner. We'll get a second opportunity here, the Saints.
Just heard Judd Flevel yelling at Taylor to get up. Ben Air, a really competent ball handler and shooter as well, shooting 30%. Don't want to give him too much time and space to create.
A quick release again, off to the left. Oh, what about the work, though, from Terry Henderson Jr. in game 3 for the Saints. And another foul on Britt.
Terry Henderson Jr., not a huge guy in stature, but nice length, got long arms, and an athletic guy. I believe he had 3 offensive rebounds against the Hawks, so something for Rams to be careful of. Do their work early, push him out from the perimeter.
Yeah, 21 points on 5 of 9 shooting. A lot of time at the Chemist Warehouse stripe as well. Here's Britt. Pulls up from the elbow. We saw that against the Tuatara to great effect up there in Auckland. And an early timeout called from Coach Coronel.
Good start for the Rams, looking very strong, and as we expected, a lot of threats early. Obviously Taylor Britt creating off the dribble. You've obviously got Lockie Albrecht going and KJ from the corner as well. Definitely going to be a team effort tonight, and for the Saints, probably just finding a little bit more offensive rhythm. Haven't seen a lot of ball in hand of Tohi Smith-Milner, who's their 3rd leading scorer.
Yeah, 4 or 5 to start for the Rams. And you mentioned it in the pre-game, Maya, around the Albrecht-Smith-Milner matchup, while I suppose the spacing allows Smith-Milner to get to work down there offensively. Albrecht very much a threat in the paint, getting downhill. It's a good effect early.
I like the adjustment as well. Lockie Albrecht very comfortable to catch from the 3-point line and go downhill on Tohi in that way. I think he spoke pre-game about attacking slower matchups. He was probably talking about that matchup, him and Tohi. It's no surprise that Lockie's a little bit quicker and more mobile than Tohi, so if you can hunt him downhill from the perimeter, it might be an easy 2 points for Lockie, or he's such a good facilitator, he can find the shooters as well.
Early sub for the Saints with Dougal Meter into the ball game for Sam Gold. Here is Smith-Milner now with Buffin in front. Darnay Samuel, you like this matchup on Brown. Just bully ball there.
That's the epitome of Darnay Samuel's game, is absolute bully ball. Obviously, they're using these off-ball actions to get some isolated matchups, and Walter Brown, not really the guy you want guarding Darnay Samuel with his strength.
Work there from Albrecht. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Slings it to Buffin Jr. in the corner. And rattles it home. KJ's got 2 from deep early. And there's something about this Wellington Saints matchup that he likes.
I think that just comes purely, especially out of Lockie Albrecht. Like we said, hunting that slower matchup with Tohi Smith-Milner and facilitating off the dribble.
And a roll there for Darnay Samuel, who's got to work early doors. 6 points inside the opening 3.5 minutes. And again, leaving Buffin Jr. wide open from 3.
A lot of attention going towards that hard show. Don't want to get an isolated catch for Lockie, and that means that there's a long closeout going the way of KJ.
Immediate response, though. A 3-point shooting contest here all of a sudden. 15-11 inside the opening 4 minutes. KJ Buffin with 9 points. On a perfect 3 of 3 shooting from deep, and now Albrecht. That's the whistle and a foul. And we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for the Rams' first free throws of the afternoon.
There's obviously been a lot of discussion about Lockie playing from the perimeter now, so he's adjusted his kind of game. As you can see him attacking downhill on Darnay Samuel there. Instead of setting the screen and rolling, he's ghosting it out and getting that catch and getting them on that back foot. For both Tohi and Darnay, probably a little bit slower and less mobile than Lockie is. So it's really opened up the floor for these Rams guys, and I think that's testament to why KJ is so open and shooting so well as well.
Yeah, 2 assists for Albrecht, I believe both. Those 2 of the Buffin junior threes. And now a steal here. Walter Brown. A free possession here for the Rams, who lead by 6. Loose handle. I mean, touched last by Samuel. That's the way the court officials have seen it. There's Buffin again. Can he keep it going from this left corner? He leaves it well short this time.
He's got to miss 1.
Yeah, Samuel into Smith-Milner. Here come the Rams. Smith-Milner getting back up. Buffin again. Oh my goodness gracious me. KJ Buffin. What did you have for breakfast? 4 threes in the opening 5 minutes.
Holy moly. Oh, he's got some words to say as well. Rightfully so, KJ.
And what do we got here? Caught up in the excitement after the Buffin 3. And it looks like Walter Brown's at the free throw line, about to shoot a pair.
I believe there was some physicality possibly on the rebound of that KJ shot. And Saints have managed to rack up 5 fouls already. Rams, nothing. I know a couple of these Saints guys probably feeling a lot of frustration, maybe a little bit too aggressive on the rebounding foul.
Brown misses them both. Albrecht almost pulls in the offensive rebound. It's been a hot start here for the Saints. Whistle and a foul. Ben Eyre will head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Not surprised by this. He's a really crafty guy and really smart with how he draws his contacts and his fouls. Gets to the line an average of 5.1 times a game. Quite a lot for a little guard.
Malik Ben-Levy into the ball game as well for the Saints. Been a great addition, Ben Eyre, in the Sal's NBL in season 2024. 28-year-old out of Australia. It's been a hot offensive start here for the Rams. Good work there, though, by Darnay Samuel. Creates the steal. Here come the Saints. And a loose handle there on Eyre. Samuel perhaps not recognising he had Henderson Jr. to his right.
Would have been a nice position for the Saints. Stop the momentum the Rams have at the moment. Just going to have to get a stop now.
Britt. Oh, good work there, Dougal Meter, but offense beats defense.
A classic Taylor Britt special as well. Super fast, changes direction really well. Able to get Ben Eyre on the back foot.
And now foul on Walter Brown. It's going to be on the floor. Max Darling into the ball game for Albrecht. He'll pick up Smith-Milner. By Isaac in too after another explosive offensive game in the Sky Broadband Rapid League earlier this afternoon. Match-winning effort as Ben-Levy pulls up from 3. And Britt just cannon that back into the foot of Henderson Jr. So he'll stay with Canterbury.
Kai had a great game off the bench last week. 15 points, was an injection of energy. Came in really clutched up when they needed it. He asked me to stop interviewing after those Rapid League games, and I just said, mate, you got to stop playing so well.
It comes with the territory, unfortunately. Again, the Saints unhappy with this call. The court officials have seen it last touched by the visitors. We trail by 9. Here is Kai Isaac. Ooh, shimmy move on Eyre. Oh, how about that? Almost behind the backboard there, Isaac.
That little pull-up J of his is really good. He only needs a dribble or two to get to his look. And oh,
Ben Eyre, yeah, Darling on skates there momentarily. Letting get the finish, but it will stay with the Saints. And the Rams rotation lose very little. They go to their second unit. Darling, Isaac. Sure we'll see younger brother Tama Isaac into the ball game at some stage. And a second foul on Walter Brown there, so he'll check out. There's Ben Levy. With it now, Malik. And wayward pass. Straight to the bread basket of Kai Isaac. Round the back, Taylor Britt up and under. The Canterbury Rams are putting on a show early.
Their transition game is not for the weak. Not a lot you can do to stop it.
Oh, showtime here. Sorry, Maya. Whoa. I'm happy to give that a 7.
You've got to give us something more in transition.
I was expecting fireworks. 28 points inside the opening 7 minutes. As Henderson Jr. answers. This has been a hot start and more action well off the ball. In fact, it's a technical on Ben Eyre. Take a look at that KJ Buffin Jr. dunk on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There was a more public release, wasn't there this week, Maya, from the league in terms of the behaviour of players and coaches towards the coin officials. I'm going to tolerate it. And perhaps we've just seen an early example of that in the first quarter. Didn't catch it down here in the far end corner.
It's probably good we didn't. I think for the Saints, it's easy to get really frustrated. The Rams are on a huge run right now. There's a lot of energy in this gym by way of the Rams, and the Saints making some pretty simple mistakes as well. Easy to shift your blame to the referees when you're in those frustrated moments.
29-15 now. In favour of the home team. Darling. Oh, good work there, Smith-Milner. And now a foul on Tama Isaac. Judd Flavel not happy with Darling there. Wanting to see more physicality.
Obviously frustrated as well. That ball looks pretty loose. No hands on it. Obviously, if you're the Rams, trying to get any opportunity you can to dampen on this lead a little bit more.
Full court pressure here too from the Rams. Ben here shaking his head. And finally get it in the Saints. Where do the men from the capital go to stop the rot here? Here. Oh, a little shovel pass to Smith-Milner. Nice finish from the big man. And perhaps just sensing a slight shift in momentum, Judd Flavel immediately calls the timeout.
Really got to be aware of where Tahi Smith-Milner is at all times. We know he can shoot the ball from beyond the arc, but he's also got a great body and a good finisher. Reads the game really well. One thing the Saints do really nicely is the way they move off the ball, whether that be using actions or just automatic cuts. They do really well. And Ben Eyre, a great point guard, able to find cutters off the dribble. The Rams don't want to lead up too much.
It's almost been the perfect quarter, really, Mike. 11 from 14 from the field, 78%. The Rams have shot the ball at, including 4 or 5 from 3, which I know would probably sound like a broken record if you've tuned into multiple Rams home games this season, but the three-point shooting percentage has been relatively lackluster. And it's been an explosive start, and it's been all KJ Buffin Jr. 16 points on 6 of 7 shooting, including all of those 4 threes. We had 23 points off the bench last week. Season high 26 points last time the Rams took on the Saints. And he's just brought that confidence through this rematch this afternoon. What do you do if you're the Saints defensively?
I mean, it's a tough gig for them, right? You've got KJ with a hot hand, but equally they are stretched thin with how many threats are on the floor. Maybe this matchup here, you can deserve to help. You can afford to help off a little bit from guys like Tama Isaac. But I think for these guys, really knowing their personnel, taking away that three-point shot for KJ. applying pressure like that, forcing Max to play point guard.
Well, he is having a breather here for the time being. KJ Buffin worked there from Dougal Meter on Kai Isaac. Albrecht, loose handle on the rebound. The Saints will be happy with that position. Oh, but what about the hand there, Walker Jr.? Here in the corner, well off to the left. Very uncharacteristic. That's just a sign. Saints slightly rattled by this opening. A erratic shot there by Walker Jr. Henderson Jr. now. Front of the iron. Oh, it's end to end, isn't it, Maya?
Give us a chance, man. Trying to catch my breath.
Tama Isaac now. Rattles out. And Benny is slowing things down just a touch with 1:23 to go in the first. Ben Levy. Smith Milner will pull up effortlessly. Can't get that three to go, but we get a second look through Henderson Jr., who's had himself a first quarter. He's quietly racking up 6 points.
Deceiving length and athleticism for Terry Henderson. That's his second offensive rebound in this quarter. I believe 4 of those points coming from second chance.
And a flop call on Smith Milner. It just goes from bad to worse for Wellington.
And he must have gotten a flop warning earlier, because that's resulted in a technical foul immediately. That's 2 technicals within the first quarter for the Saints.
Seeing it all here at Cowles Stadium this afternoon. Shaking his head clearly. Didn't see it that way.
That's 3 now for Smith Milner.
Yeah. Well, that is significant.
Wow. So
early in this ball game. We talked pre-game about the matchup, the battle of the bigs, Smith Milner and Albrecht. Be ultra cautious from here. Of course, Smith Milner will take a seat. Darnay Samuel back in. (30-19). Plenty to unpack in this first quarter, and we still have 55 seconds to go.
I think a little bit of confusion, obviously, after the technical foul. Just go back to who had possession.
Well, it's got to go with the Rams. Surely it was off the... Albrecht had possession off the flop call. Walker Jr. now. Oh, great work. Terry Henderson Jr. and then the pass outlet from Samuel. And Ben Eyre, oh, he's gone crashing into the gym. Tough foul there by Tama Isaac. Ben Eyre's going to shoot a couple. It's a second foul. Oh, Tama Isaac off the bench. It's all happening here.
I love watching Ben Eyre. He is so passionate, for a lack of better words. You can just see there Darnay Samuel holding him back. Doesn't want him to say much. Did a great job there recognising where Tama Isaac was and going into that contact. Like I said, averages 5 free throws a game. Super smart with how he draws contact when he goes downhill.
Makes them both this Eyre. And it's a 9-point ball game again. Albrecht with it now. Walker Jr. around the corner. Darling wide open. Looks good off the hand. And it's smooth. Max Darling getting going from deep.
It's a tough assignment for the Saints defensively. Obviously a lot of attention drawn from Lockie Albrecht. MJ Walker Jr., a hot shooter as well. Leaves a lot of space for Max Darling to be a threat as well.
There's Darnay Samuel now. Crossover, gets around Albrecht. Oh, good work. Malik Ben Levy. Got to push the pace here, the Rams. Shot clock's off, 4 seconds left. And heavy contact once more, and this time the charge call. An offensive foul on Walker Jr., who looks a bit banged up. Blow to the eye there by the looks. It'll be Saints' possession to close the quarter. Take a second look.
Ouch. Henderson Jr. just read that one like a book, though. He saw MJ's intention to cross and go downhill, got there first, got in the lane. That's an athletic defensive play. And given they're down 10, the stops are really, really important for the Saints.
And he's played every minute of this ball game, Henderson Jr., as Walker Jr. takes a seat. 6 points, 5 rebounds, as you mentioned earlier. 3 of them coming at the offensive end. And a player timeout called by the Saints, allowing them to advance the ball with 2.5 seconds to go in this first quarter. And the Rams have shot at 63%, 12 of 19, including 5 of 6 from 3. 4 of them courtesy of KJ Buffett, who has 16 points. I suppose, though, Maya, that the Saints will take some hope or confidence into the rest of the ball game that they've, at the offensive end, things haven't been all that bad. It's just been defensively.
Offensively really is never an issue for the Saints. It is their defense, and with Rams having so many threats, it's a tough assignment like we've spoken about. But Coach Zico, one of the smartest basketball minds in New Zealand, will have a lot of adjustments to be made.
Look forward to seeing those adjustments. Plenty more to come here on Sky Sport from Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, where it's the Canterbury Rams who lead at quarter time, 33-23. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium, NZNBL round 13 action, where the Canterbury Rams lead the Wellington Saints 33-23 at quarter time. Nick Bewley with Maya Williamson alongside, deep investigating and studying the box score. Maya, what has ultimately stood out from you? There's quite a lot doing there.
There's a lot going on. I think the foul count was a dangerous one for the Saints. Got up to 5 within 5 minutes, and obviously they lost their minds a little bit. Couple technical fouls in there, although I'm sure they have regrouped now. Interestingly, Ben Eyre, 0 from 4 from the field, has got himself to the line, but with the absence of Isaiah Liafa and Hiram Harris, he's going to have to shoulder a big offensive load, and he's going to have to
the fouls on Torrey Smith-Milner as well.
Yeah, Torrey Smith-Milner, 3 fouls. So he's going to have to shoulder a lot more. Darnay Samuel is 3 from 5. I'm sure they'll be looking to hunt him a little bit more, but Lockie Ulbrich is there with that assignment. So I think Ben Eyre is going to have to get going a little bit if the Saints want to claw back this 10-point lead.
He's certainly capable, Ben Eyre. And 29 points, 11 assists on Thursday night, just a couple of nights ago against Hawke's Bay. And here he is now with his first field goal of the ball game, 20 seconds into the second quarter.
Must have heard me.
On the Rams end, KJ Buffett back in the ball game. 16 points in that first quarter. 4 threes. And Ulbrich now. Well, it's just a 3-point explosion for the defending champs.
I mean, what can you do about that? He's epic at the rim. If you're too close to him, he'll just rip and go. Further enough away, he'll bang one in your mouth.
6 or 7 now from beyond the arc for the home team. Strong work there by Darnay Samuel, who is riding every possession.
I think this is a really good option. No Tohi Smith-Milner, and then a lack of the two guys who aren't available. It's a good option to go to Darnay Samuel, looking to go downhill. He's got some weight and strength on Lockie Ulbrich, and he's really efficient out of that high post face-up rip.
And Lockie Ulbrich's just taken a seat as well. So Max Darling will get the Darnay Samuel matchup. Now the full court pressure here coming from the Saints, but Taylor Britt ever so crafty. Down the half court. There's Isaac. Just a little overzealous there from Dougal Meter on the closeout.
I like that initial beginning of the offense. Taylor coming off that on-ball screen, putting Benier in jail. Good lift from Kaya Isaac. Utilised the shot fake well as well to get Dougal Meter's momentum out of whack a little bit.
Sam Gold back in the ball game as well. Picked up 2 very quick fouls early in that first quarter. There's a double team now coming at Darling. Somehow threads the needle, gets the pass through from 2 Buffin. And he's up to 18 points.
Really smart cut. They'll be playing him really tightly on that perimeter, so able to use his athleticism to explode back door. Hangs in the air a little bit for a nice finish.
Again, a little bit of indecision and confusion for the Saints offensively. And the work there by Darling rewarded. Turnover on the Saints.
Typically, they're a really fast-moving team. They really embody that modern style of basketball with the way they play 5-out and get into those fast-flowing actions. They'll be wanting to get back to that a little bit more so they can get their threats going.
How about the hang time there at Taylor Britt? Just quietly accumulating once more in season 2024. Up to 6 points. Henderson Jr. now looking to respond. His 3-ball hits the front iron.
It's a better look, though, for the Saints. These last few possessions have looked a little stagnant as Taki goes back door. And Terry Henderson Jr. is a really high percentage catch-and-shoot guy. They'll be hunting that a little bit more.
Work there from Sam Gold on the Buffin attempts. And now Henderson Jr. in transition, pushing the pace and earning himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Interestingly, Meyer, Tohi Smith-Milner up on his feet and back into the ball game on 3 fouls with 7.5 minutes and change to go in the second quarter.
Probably a risk you have to take at this point. There's a potential for this lead to blow out a little more, and that's really not what you want heading into that halftime point. And now that Lockie Ulbrich is off the floor as well, he may have a little bit more luck.
A nice pick up for the Saints, who have a fair amount of roster movement again. Season 24 splits the free throws.
Yeah,
Time in the NBA G League, sorry, Bob.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I just, on that, love what I've seen from Terry Henderson Jr.
Loving what I'm seeing from Taylor Britt equally. 8 points now for the Rams captain. The Saints still unable to get those stops defensively. Here's Ear. Had the step on Isaac. Darling did well. And it's going to be out of bounds, I believe. There's a call last touched off a Rams hand. It'll stay with Wellington. And an extra second will be added to the shot clock. First of 2 games here on Saturday's Sky Sports Sales NBL. Send it up to Palmerston North from 6:30, the Manawatu Jets and the Nelson Giants. Giants very much in that playoff top 6 equation. Oh, it's an awful pass from Henderson Jr. Straight to Buffett. Perhaps that can be put down to it's his 3rd game. They're still building those combinations.
Give him some time to adjust, although it doesn't need much of it, applying a lot of great backcourt pressure here on Taylor Britt.
Whistle and a foul on Britt. Very zippy. Taylor Britt. The foul's going to be on Henderson Jr.
Tohi's got to be careful there,
I was just thinking that. I was waiting to see the signal from Marty Davison. 9 went up.
Taylor Britt absolutely eating up the downhill drive. Seen a couple of left-hand ones from him today, to no surprise, but seems to be a matchup Saints just can't quite get a hold of. A difficult one to guard. Obviously, you want to blow up his on-ball screen, so you want to get up and in. But too close, then he just burns by it.
Splits the free throws, just Britt. He's got 9 points. The Rams lead by 15. Back of a huge first quarter. Here's Smith Milner now. A whistle and a foul off the ball. It's going to go against Kaya Isaac. That's his first. There's Darnay Samuel with Darling in front. Calling for something here that he's not getting. So it's just ISO ball here. Samuel leaves it short.
Just see him wanting to get to that face-up, trying to clear out the corner, clear out any possible help.
Kyle Isaac can't get the corner 3 to drop. Good first step there by Henderson Jr., but another whistle and foul off the ball. It's on Darnay Samuel. Taylor Britt went crashing into him. Moving screen, I believe it is. Take a second look, I'm sure. Frustration again, just spilling over Meyer.
It's foul number 2 for Darnay Samuel as well. With Tohi being in danger, he doesn't want to disadvantage himself as well. Couldn't quite see it in the shot there, but...
Right in front of the officials. Yeah. Not going to get away with it.
No, and it's that frustration like you spoke about, Nick. They've got to keep a cool on it. Things could get messy.
Ulbrich back in. Britt back to Ulbrich. 2-man game here. What about the spin? The footwork from the big fella.
Absolutely dancing, and had that one-on-one matchup with Terry Henderson. Didn't wait for the double team to come. Just ate up. Was written there from the start.
Hasn't missed this afternoon. Lockie Ulbrich, perfect 4 of 4 from the field. Including a 3. Perfect from the Chemist Warehouse stripe as well. And another foul on the Saints. Are racking up in a hurry.
That's on Darnay Samuel once again. His 3rd, we'll see it there. Just shoulder right into the back of Lockie Ulbrich. That's Darnay and Tohi, both on 3. Oh!
And that frustration has spilled over. We didn't catch it. But he's gone in the face of the coin officials. Unhappy with the call. And after the timeout, it'll be a technical foul on Samuel.
The important thing there is that that's his 4th. He's got 1 to give with 25 minutes of basketball still to play. Tohi in a compromised position as well with 3, but he'll have to be on the court to guard Lockie Ulbrich. And beyond that, there's not much more help.
Well, it's a real pickle the Wellington Saints find themselves in. Hoop Heads, of course, every Wednesday night, 6 o'clock on Sky Sport. Plenty to discuss on the run home in the regular season, the NZNBL. Boston Celtics closing it out, Maya Williamson.
Oh, I was waiting for you to bring it up there, Nick. Got the job done. Booking my tattoo in sometime soon. Are we surprised? Not at all.
Surprised about the tattoo or surprised about the result?
The result, okay. Of course. Best day of my life. I shed a couple of tears, I'm going to be honest. An emotional day.
Last chance Olympic qualifiers to come as well. The Tall Blacks on their way over to Europe. Here come the technical foul, 3-throw attempt here from Buffin. The New Zealand squad have assembled and are en route, including Isaiah Le'arthur as part of this Wellington Saints mix. And point official Brad Clive still deep in conversation with Saints coach Zico Coronel, Troy McLean, the assistant as well. Clear frustration. Third tick of the afternoon on the visitors. They find themselves in an 18-point hole. As Maya mentioned, Dane Samuel on 4 fouls. Tohi Smith-Milner on 3. How much size beyond that? On the substitutions bench is Britt downhill and now draws a foul on Sam Gold, I believe. No, it's going to go on Malik Ben-Levy. That's his first.
I mean, that's just Taylor Britt doing Taylor Britt, right? Left-hand drives. And that back line of the Saints defense has to be extra aware today. He's managed to beat the guards almost every time off the dribble. They're going to have to step up a little bit earlier to force him to give up the ball.
It's the 13th foul on the Saints. The Rams now with a 20-point lead. Can you believe it? Gunning for their 13th straight win of the season.
Just look absolutely classy on both ends of the floor, really.
Benier, a wild 3 there, looking for a foul call. Didn't get it. Isaac now threads the needle. Buffin down low, kicks it back out to Britt. Tempted to shoot the 3. Here's the switch and the matchup with Ben-Levy. Shuffles to his right and nails the 3. The Rams 7 from 9 from beyond the arc. And they've hit the half century, Maya.
I think this kind of deficit just proves to show how dominant the Rams can be when they're nailing from everywhere. Success from beyond the arc as well as in the paint makes them completely unguardable, as we can see with a 20-point deficit right now.
3 players in double-digit shooting as well. Buffin 19, Britt with 14, and Lockie Ulrich 11. Still with a little over 4 minutes to play in the half, and they've hit 50. Strong drive there, Smith-Milner. And Judd Flavel wants to talk things over with his Rams squad.
Not sure how much you can say. A 20-point lead and 50 points, still 4 minutes to play.
Well, we know Judd Flavel, don't we?
Oh, yeah. High standards.
Very. One thing he doesn't like, and he's very quick to pull that timeout trigger. I think by and large he'll be satisfied. 51 points, 16 minutes of basketball.
And a rightfully so timeout. We saw Tohi got an easy pick and roll bucket there. Benier creates really well off that on-ball screen and is known for the pocket pass. Tohi known to roll in those deep positions, so he doesn't want to give up too many of those, right, and allow the Saints back into this game. Wants to keep their foot on the pedal.
Jordan Mills there, up and about. I'm not talking to the coin officials. I suppose on the Saints side, why they're probably thinking the Rams surely can't sustain this level of shooting, particularly from deep.
Well, you can understand that. The 7 from 9 is very, it seems uncharacteristic of the Rams at this point.
We've been waiting for it.
But I think outside from that, they've really got into the looks that they like. Isolated catches for Lockie Ulbrich, downhill drives to Taylor Britt, and a couple for Kaya Isaac as well. I think they've got to know their personnel and send their scout at those advantage shots.
Albrecht slings it to Kai Isaac, corner three. Finally, one doesn't fall, but what do you know, an offensive rebound. Statistic, the Rams lead the league in. Oh, good work there, Ben Levy. The interception. The Saints need plenty more of that. They're going to get back into this ball game. Here's Ben Levy now. Got the step on Albrecht. And a strong finish with the left. Malik Ben Levy with 6 points.
There's been some nice energy and injection off the bench from him. Obviously not a lot going on for the Saints, so he's shown some accountability for what they need.
Another offensive rebound for the Rams on the back of a couple of missed threes. Isaac to Isaac now. And there it is again. Well, if the Rams can't hit a three, they'll certainly get another look. That's the way it's going right now. Kai Isaac again.
Oh.
Another offensive rebound. The Saints finally secure possession, and they're off and racing through Air, who draws the foul. And he'll shoot a pair.
Wow. Deep breath.
Well, that just goes to show with Dane Samuel at the moment not on the floor. Smith Milner is, but they're just feasting on the glass. The Canterbury Rams, Walter Brown with multiple efforts there.
And Saints very fortunate that none of them actually went. There was 3 wide open looks for Kai Isaac and a couple of boards off of that. Really dangerous territory for the Saints to be giving those up, because either those are going to drop or they're likely to score out of that second, third and fourth chance opportunity.
Yeah, splits the free throws. 16-point ball game here. 2:45 to go in the half. Isaac now gets to his favoured left, and again just swatted back by a Rams player. This time it's Darling. Now Tama Isaac with the corner three, wild off to the left. We'll call it a pass.
I think he gets the assist for that one, doesn't he?
Lockie Albrecht now up to 13 points. And another foul. This one's on Darling. I wonder how much boxing out would be a message in both team huddles. Just looking at the offensive rebound stats, the Rams have had 7 and the Wellington Saints have had 8.
It's something that I teach the very young girls that I coach, and obviously still something that these teams need to do. It's being smart about who you hit bodies on. Terry Henderson Jr., I believe he's got 3 offensive rebounds, someone that you need to do some work on early. And then for the Rams, Walter Brown, Lockie Albrecht, the guys that love to rebound offensively. So not only is it being physical, but being smart about where you push them and how early you do your work as well.
And just getting into their action here as a double team sent on Britt. Farrington slings the pass to Darling in the corner. Good hand there by Henderson Jr. Isaac now saw the cut. Oh, the circus pass almost coming off there from Farrington.
Judd not happy with that one. Trying to go for the home run play there as Taki, but you don't need to overcomplicate basketball. Play off 2 feet, deliver a nice pass to the corner.
Here's Air once more, trying to create. Smith Milner, lackadaisical, pulls up. And again, the rebounding is an absolute battle. And it's going to be Saints possession. Here's Ben Air, looking to connect with Smith Milner. And he draws another foul. We'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot 2.
Seems to have worked every time that Benier and Toy Smith Milner pick and roll. Something they could potentially go back to. Benier just so smart coming off on balls and facilitating.
That's 3 on Kai Isaac. Brings Walter Brown back into the game.
He's been involved in a lot of the switches they've done to neutralise his off-ball action, so caught up in a lot of that physicality. As we know, he likes to play above his size. And throw back to that Sam Timmins matchup.
Smith-Milner makes them both. The Saints have done well. The Rams' largest lead of the game was 20. Just eaten into that ever so slightly, cut it to 14. Brits. Brown, Barrington. Good work there by Ben Levy, but another offensive rebound. And another offensive rebound finally goes through, courtesy of Walter Brown.
Max Darling got in a really prime position there. Tohi was lucky not to get called for yet another foul. But again, they've got to do their work early and they've got to be smart about who they box out.
Last minute of the half, Ben here. Very crafty. Draws the whistle and a foul. Rams coach John Flavel unhappy. Actually asking point official Marty Davidson if it can be a foul and a flop in the same motion, interestingly.
Well, Ben here, that's 7 fouls drawn now. Just really smart at drawing that contact, knowing how to get his body in a position where he can do that and getting a foul as a result. Not sure about the flopping side of things. Not sure about that. I can't comment.
7 of 8 now, Ben here from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. The Saints have done well to stymie the momentum a touch for this Canterbury Rams side, but what do you know? Just as I say that, KJ Buffin gets the radar going again from deep. 22 points for the half, 5 threes.
It is absolutely raining in here for KJ.
Shot clock's off. Rams with a 17-point lead. Where do they go to close out what has been an exceptional half of basketball for the defending champs? Brits to Buffin. This would put the exclamation point on it. Can't get it to go. Albrecht, though, puts it back up, and in the Rams hit 60 on the stroke of half-time. And they lead by 19 at the half. And they look well on their way to a 13th straight win. What a half it's been for the Canterbury Rams on the back of 21 points from KJ Buffin, 8 of 11 shooting, 5 threes. He has been sensational. The Saints reasonably well to hang about, but foul trouble in the form of Darnay Samuel with 4. Tohi Smith-Milner with 3 as we send it down to Maya Williamson. She's got KJ Buffin.
All right, that's 22 points in the first half for you, KJ. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling good. The ball just been finding me, so, hey, if you keep doing that, I'm happy with it.
And you're up 20 now, going into the second half. Do you think there's anything you guys really need to change, or to just keep going?
Definitely need to keep going, but I feel like we can get a lot more stops than we've been getting so far, and stop fouling so much. We've been at the foul line a lot.
Awesome, thank you. Good luck with the second half. Now here with Terry Henderson Jr. How you doing?
Good, I'm doing all right.
So you're down 20, been a little bit of a rough first half, but what has gone well for you guys?
We staying in the fight. You know, we knew this was going to be a tough game. Canterbury won 12, 13 straight. You know, we knew it wasn't going to be easy, so we're sticking together right now and trying to come out strong in the second half.
Awesome. What defensive adjustments are you going to make in the second half? The Rams have 60 points. What are you doing to minimize it a little bit more?
We just got to crash the boards a little better, stay connected, and we'll be fine. Awesome.
Good luck with the second half. Thank you.
Great to have the insights there at KJ Buffin and Terry Henderson Jr. It is halftime at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, where those fans there have become very accustomed to seeing their Canterbury Rams in front. It's 60-41 as we take a break here on Sky Score. Plenty to come in the second half. Welcome back to Sky Sports coverage. Sal's NBL Canterbury Rams, the defending champions, 19 points to the good. Nick Bewley, Maya Williamson alongside as we take a look into the Canterbury Rams dressing room, and as we've become relatively accustomed to, not getting too high or too low, even though they are well and truly on their way for a 13th straight win. Maya, what has stood out to you in that opening 20 minutes of basketball?
Oh, just an absolute clinic from the Canterbury Rams across the board. Obviously, you've got to mention the KJ Buffin shooting. He doesn't look too happy, but I'm sure he has 22 points and 5 from 8 from the three-point line. But I think that's testament to the great basketball that Rams have come out and played. And obviously, having 5 threats on the floor at all times means they've got to their shots really nicely. And conversely, for the Saints, not doing the same. And I think the one thing that stands out to me from their statistics is 1 from 12 from the three-point line. They're a team that averages 13 made threes a game on 35% shooting, and just 8% tonight has completely changed the dynamic of their offense, and it's been a real struggle for them.
Yeah, the absence of Isaiah Leartha on Tall Black's duty certainly being felt there from a three-point shooting standpoint as we take a look at some of those key stats, courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. And it's been the efficiency of the shooting too from Buffin Jr., Lockie Ulbrich and Taylor Britt. That trio at the top there for the Rams. Between them, just the 6 misses. And
wow,
was it 19 of 25 as a trio? Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. And that's just testament again to the amount of threats that the Rams have. And they've really exposed the holes in the Saints defense. Taylor Britt being able to attack and no rotation really coming out of that, or coming a little bit too late. And the same for Lockie Ulbrich. They've really got into the shots that they like and those advantage situations that they're seeking out. The Saints really unable to answer at the moment, and that's been because no Hiram Harris, but also because of the amount of foul trouble these guys are getting in.
Dane Samuel on 4 fouls. Tohi Smith-Milner with 3. Being here, it's been a tough afternoon for him thus far from a shooting standpoint. 1 of 8 shooting, 7 of 8 from the Chemist Warehouse free throw stripe. He's got the 5 assists, so he's very much trying to facilitate. Has work to do for this Wellington Saints side to get back into the contest and deny the Rams a 13th straight win. Plenty to come here from Cowles as the Rams look to roll on and add to that 2023 banner here in season 2024. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Second half, moments away between the Canterbury Rams and Wellington Saints. I really thought this was going to be closer. I must admit, of course, we've still got another half of basketball, Maya Williamson, but feels a long way back for this Saints side.
On paper, it's a close matchup, and theoretically probably should have been. I think the Saints have lost their cool a little bit and shown a lack of discipline with Dane Samuel, like we've mentioned, sitting on 4 fouls, Tohi on 3. I think it should be a lot closer than it is right now, and obviously there's potential for it too. They seem like they're in good spirits and willing to show some cohesion going into the second half. They're going to have to do some serious digging to claw back this lead.
I feel like this next 5 minutes is critical. It's either going to blow out or if they can even get it to a dozen in this third quarter. You never know. This was a game of runs, as they say. The Rams will open with possession here in the third quarter. Dane Samuel back onto the floor on 4 fouls. Smith Milner on 3. Kaya Isaac getting spot start, I suppose, in the second half here. No MJ Walker Jr. He's held relatively quiet by his standards. The air ball from Brown. That'll please the Saints.
I like the ball movement out of that one, though. Really even touched the floor, and Tohi Smith-Milner opens his bank account for the second half. That's going to be crucial for the Saints.
Second 3 of the game for Tohi. And just what was ordered for Wellington. Oh, great work, the hustle from Smith-Milner. Read that cut. And now Samuel. We're going to facilitate. Henderson Jr. Gold in the corner. Back-to-back threes and an immediate timeout. 52 seconds into this third quarter from Judd Flavel.
That's a picture-perfect start to the quarter. Like you said, this first 5 minutes is going to be crucial, and Saints have executed perfectly coming out of that halftime chat. Obviously, a lot of adjustments have come out of Zico's halftime talk, and that was a perfect offensive position. Downhill for Dane Samuel. Found the kick and an extra pass to a high-caliber catch-and-shoot guy in the corner. What they've been missing all along.
Maya, you called it at halftime. They were shooting 8% from 3, 1 of 12 in that opening half. They've now hit back-to-back from deep. They had more threes in that 50-second little burst there than the first 20 minutes.
Well, it's a crucial part of their game, right? They make 13 a game. They lead the league in that. And when it's missing from their offense, everything seems to change a little bit, and they seem a little bit more stagnant. But they've really found their offensive rhythm coming into this third quarter. And I think it's testament to how well they shoot the ball and how much of a part of their offense it is.
It was unselfish basketball too there, particularly on that last possession. Sam Goldfree, his first field goal attempt of the ball game at quarter 3. Sam Gold, he said, we can cut it to a dozen. Well, they've just cut it to 13, just like that. Interesting to see the response from the Rams. Britt. Back to Buffin. Britt. Isaac. Corner 3. Another second look here, though, for the Rams. Now Isaac struggled in this ball game, shooting from 3, none of 5. Now a wayward pass there from Brown, so another positive defensive set there for the visitors.
That's what they've needed. We spoke about that. 60 points in the first half for the Rams means that they really need some stops, and we've seen that now. They seem to have called their head a little bit. Read the scout again at half-time.
Great help defense there from Ulbrich with the hand. Gets it back, opts against the 3, and just loops it up and in with the right on the left-hand side. First points of the second half for the Rams coming from their Aussie big. Henderson Jr. unable to convert from 3. Britt pushes the pace. And knows he can attack Samuel on 4 fouls, but can't finish.
It's just the 1%ers, right? He knew he could do that, like you said, Dane, in a compromised position, but you've got to finish that, especially in this stage of the game.
Oh, Lockie Ulbrich. Sensational pass from Britt. And Ulbrich, the big man, just contorting his body. Complete the alley-oop there, sensational.
Could be the start of a nice run here for the Rams.
It's just been so impressive, the Rams out of those timeouts in particular this season. As Britt now nails the 3, here comes the Saints timeout. The immediate response illustrated there. They cut the lead to 13. They come out of the timeout and a 7-0 run, and it's back to 20 points.
That's a championship team right there. Massive burst out of halftime for the Saints. What the Rams would have been expecting, right? Trailing by that much. And like you said, the immediate response to be able to put a tamper on that and play your basketball once again. Incredible form from the Rams, and they've just been able to find their shots all game long. The ball has moved so fluidly. Lockie Ulbrich got that downhill drive in the open transition, and now Taylor Britt open for a 3. It's perfect.
Lockie Ulbrich with just the 1 miss to the ball game. 19 points, 8 rebounds. Closing in on his 9th double-double of season 2024, and just spotted there Maya 4 assists as well. So the ability to facilitate and find the open man as well. It's just the full package.
He is the full package. Great guy off the court as well, ticking all those boxes.
Yeah, saw him make a feature story on the national news on TV3 during the week. It's been the on-court success has been evident. It has been a season of tragedy, the loss of his father. Saw him head back to Australia early in the NZNBL season. They haven't lost with him on the floor. It is quite remarkable. Now Buffin with the steal. Brown, corner 3. Almost gets the roll. Smith-Milner with the rebound.
Once again, that's a great look. Walter Brown can hit those, and that's an open look in transition.
Terry Henderson Jr. with the 3 ball from the corner. Another Ben Air assist. He's up to 7 on the afternoon. Buffin Jr. now doesn't need a second invitation to pull the trigger from deep.
Might be his first attempt of the second half. Trying to cool down a little bit because everyone else in the Rams team can score.
Samuel now put the move on Ulbrich. Can't finish, but gets the whistle. And we'll head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Dane Samuel.
I really like that catch for Dane Samuel. Has a bit of weight on Lockie Ulbrich, and as we know, it's just an absolute back down bully. You can see him there just completely isolated. Nobody from the Rams willing to send a body. He's really efficient when he's 1-on-1 in that low post.
Coming off a 26-point game, of course, a couple of days ago, his 100th in the league. And this is them both. There's Samuel.
You know what that means.
Free pizza, baby. Let's go.
Did the commentators get free pizza?
It's worth an inquiry. And last touch by Samuel there. Needs to be careful, Dane. Tread that line on 4 fouls. And he's subbed out there. Ben Levy back into the ball game. Ulbrich now. It's been that kind of day. Can't get the 3 to go. It's his second miss of the ball game. Smith-Milner now. Front of the iron. And how about the pass from Britt? Oh, gets it straight back. Just a little out in front. And a late whistle there. Terry Henderson Jr. thought the steal was clean. Couple of moments to think about it, the coin official.
Taylor Britt's got a cheeky smile on his face. Maybe, I'm wondering maybe if that was a little bit clean there from Terry. But again, the Rams putting so much pressure on the Saints' transition defense at the moment. They are pretty hard to stop when they push the break.
Berenson and Darling in for the Rams. It's Britt now from really deep. And that one to go either. It's called off a touch as Ben Air slips in motion there and no call. Take a second look. Yeah, just lost the footing. Good no call there.
It's just not been Ben Air's night. 1 from 9 field goals. 0 from 5 from beyond the arc.
The fourth turnover as well.
He's done well to get to the line. 7 from 8 and drawn 7 fouls. But outside of that, based on his usual resume of scoring, really out of the ordinary. We talked about that battle of the point guards pre-game. Maybe something that Taylor Britt is winning at the moment. 17 points, 4 assists as well. An efficient night, 66% from the field.
Here he is, Taylor Britt. Clearly a ball movement there for the Rams as Britt ends up back with it. It's the shovel pass to Darling, 5th assist for the ball game for Taylor Britt. And that first 5 minutes of the third quarter's passed now, Meyer, and it's back out to the lead that it was at halftime, 19.
There was 1 minute of hope there for the Saints.
Berenson in motion. Three-point shooting clinic continues for the Rams. You know it's going well, Meyer. Even Tucky Berenson in limited minutes gets his boarding pass and straight in on the act as well.
Dangerous territory for the Saints. It's really hard to know what you're going to take away. Obviously, in basketball, you have to be willing to give up something on the defensive end, but I don't know what that is that you're willing to give up for the Rams. Able to score really anywhere on the floor.
Benny now taking a seat. Brings about the introduction for the first time this afternoon of young Tyson Tata Paesi. Showed real glimpses of excitement in Rapid League earlier this afternoon, Meyer.
Yeah, it was real classy in Rapid League. Very crafty, created well for himself off the dribble. And I think Zico's done a good job just getting a young guy in here to inject some energy off the bench for him. He's got nothing to lose, and Benier, I think, needed a rest.
He might have played every minute of the ball game up until that point. Also known as Aleafa. It's all black duty. Here is Britt now. Put the young fella through his paces as they look to go upstairs. The pass was a little shallow and well read by Smith Milner. Henderson Jr. in motion. Tickles the twine.
Fair enough.
Why not? Down 22. Got to take some risks.
I know that he can create for himself well off the dribble. Shot 44% in his Italy season and threes off the dribble. Was offered a little bit of space in transition, so why not?
Taylor Britt at the line already up on his points average for the season. goes to 18 points. Putting you on the spot here, Maya. An argument to be made, do you feel? Of course, we're a little biased being the home Canterbury Rams callers, but a most improved candidate, Taylor Britt?
Look, it's not unusual for veterans late in their career to get it. Sam Dempster was awarded it. Was it last year or the year before? I can see one coming Taylor Britt's way. He's had a massive elevation from last season and just keeps getting better. No team really able to stop him this season.
Smith-Milner now right in the face of Albrecht. Gold does well, Ben Levy does better.
And super frustrating. You force Tohi into that contested air ball. You need to finish that position.
Well, how about the find by Britt? Farrington back-to-back threes. That left pocket.
It's 11 now for the Rams from beyond the arc.
Ben Levy with the answer from deep. After that uncharacteristic three-point shooting half by the Saints, they started to get going a little bit from deep, but still a huge mountain to climb. 2:20 to play in the third, and another interesting switch here. Meyer with going after Pilcher, getting his first minutes into the ball game. Looks like he'll pick up Taylor Britt. Fourth foul on Smith-Milner.
I like the injection of the young guys early. May as well. You got nothing to lose, well, apart from the game, but you know they bring a lot of energy coming off the bench, and they'll be willing to throw their bodies out there for a few minutes.
And let's not forget the Saints, you know, less than 48 hours ago were playing up in Napier. So it is a tough 2 games in 3 days stretch. Pilcher there, trying to open his account from deep. Britt now kicks it back out. Buffin the extra pass. Albrecht up top. Lockie Albrecht with his second three. He's up to 22 points. Buffin's on 22 again. It's the imports getting it done against the Saints.
Can really just do it all, and the foul trouble from Tohi and Dane has meant that Lockie Albrecht has had so much time and space to eat up. And wow.
How on earth is KJ Buffin open at this stage of the game?
It's just because there's so many threats to worry about.
Okay, that's fair.
You blink and you miss it.
Right, the wind is well and truly out of the sails of the men from Wellington. There's Brown now, the baseline drive, getting a little whistle and a foul. Very much going to the youngsters here as Coach Cottonell, Corey Lovell into the game for the Saints.
Maybe even a lesson to be learnt there from the starters. Possible lack of discipline and not knowing the scout. You can imagine Zico talked about not giving up open threes at the halftime point, and probably thinks that these young guys are a lot more willing to close out than some of the tired bodies from the starters.
Aiden Tonge in for the first time this afternoon. Largest lead of the game, 25 points. And you start to look at the run home, Maya, for this Rams roster. We've still got the Taranaki Airs on the road, but Sam Gold buries that three. They're likely to be without perhaps Mitch McCarron and Sam Froling. Southland Sharks at home, Franklin Bulls at home. Are the Rams going to enter the playoffs still with this winning streak in hand? Look unbeatable at the minute.
If they play like this, absolutely.
Oh, Lockie Ulrich. Too big, too strong. Up to 24 points. How about that three? We saw it in Rapid League, didn't we, Maya? And now Tyson, Tata Paesi, hits one of the Cowles NBL. Great to see.
You can see him doing that backcourt work there again on Tama Isaac. And that's the thing about these young guys. They go out there with so much to prove, so they're willing to put everything on the line. And that's what the Saints actually need at the moment.
A razzle-dazzle there from Ulbrich to close out the third. The Isaac three from the corner, well offline. But it matters little. It is all Rams again with a quarter to play here at Cowles. They lead 85-64. It is all Canterbury Rams at the minute with a quarter to play. 85-64 to the good over the Wellington Saints. Very much on track for their 13th straight win in the Cowles NBL. I feel like I know the answer to this question, Maya, but how do you see the Rams approaching this final 10 minutes of basketball? Not a team that really ever takes the foot off the gas.
Yeah, we know Judd Flavel and his high standards, but these guys, the playoffs are what they're looking at the moment, and being completely on form, ironing out any little things going into that postseason. So I think for them, although Zico has chosen to go full Rapid League moment at the moment, I think for them, they're going to keep their foot on the gas and try to execute those little things.
Speaking of ironing out little things, what are the little things?
Yeah.
What are you seeing? If you're really going to nitpick, put yourself in Judd Flavel's shoes right now. Is there one little nitpick that stands out more than the others? Because I'm struggling to see it. I'm
struggling to see it as well. I think maybe for them, they've had a couple of relatively late rotations, some low help. They saw it in the Rapid League, saw it earlier today. And just, I know that low and two help is something they focus a lot on in their training, so maybe. But that's really nitpicking, right? Yeah. They've held the Saints to 66 points, a team that averages over 100 points a game. So, not much to say.
There is Ulrich. Great work there by Lovell. I thought initially. However, a late whistle. And the foul call is going to go on Corey Lovell.
And you wonder if Zico's going to play these guys the whole last quarter, or I don't mind the strategy. Dougal Meter getting on the floor, wiping action there.
Mentioned in the pre-game, but the run home for the Saints is all at home. 3 games to play. They'll turn their attention The Otago Nuggets in town next Saturday. Then it's the Phi Wednesday night game, 3rd of July, and then a 11-day break, which you don't see all that often in the Cowles NBL. I believe I have that right. I'll have to, I'm sure someone else listening might correct me, but the 14th of July, closing out the regular season against the Southland Sharks. Truly out of reach with a win. Strong rebound there by Corey Lovell. Puts it back up and in.
Feel as though the only concern there is they are in a bit of a race at the moment. You could say some traffic, and the points for and against we know are pretty vital this season. So obviously something to keep an eye on and be careful about.
Lovell again. Good transition there, but can't get a finish, Pilcher. And a bit going on down low between Albrook and Dougal Meter. And the foul eventually is on the Wellington Saints.
Bit of a tough assignment there for Dougal Meter to try and guard Lockie Albrook. Significantly taller than him.
Max Darling is trudging over to the bench there, looking a little bit worse for wears. Britt now, that mid-range game, something he's worked on. Been super effective throughout the course of the season. You mentioned it in the pre-game, Maya. That's curious use of MJ Walker Jr. this afternoon. Is he going in with perhaps a slight question mark around Thursday night training? Didn't train in just the 8 minutes I've just noticed out of everything here this afternoon.
Yeah, didn't train on Thursday night and wasn't really able to move or jump or anything. Got his ball stuck in the net a few times and couldn't even jump to get it. Asked me to get it, didn't. Yeah, I think there was a little bit. Suddenly MJ's injury doesn't matter anymore.
That was a rude interruption.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the story.
Lockie, I was actually trying to speak, thank you.
So is there concern there, 8 minutes for Walker Jr., or is it just something they're able to manage?
I think it was a little bit of a sprain. I'm not 100% sure what the exact diagnosis was, but I do know it was pretty out of use, and I think it was relatively questionable coming into today, and again, not really needed today, so probably the best they just sat him.
Well, he got the 2 points at least, because he did have a donut game at one stage in the season, so he'll be pleased.
Oh yeah, he'll be very relieved to not have another one of those.
Relieved, I should say, is probably the more operative word. It's Lovell again. Able to finish. Britt slings it down at Buffin. Transition. And that is a new season high for KJ Buffin. Eclipsing the mark he set against this very team earlier in the season, 26 points. He's got 27 this afternoon. And again, just super efficient. It was 9 of 12 shooting off the bench last week against Manawatu. 10 of 15 here in 25 minutes this afternoon. Had a field day from 3, 6 from 10.
I spoke to him at halftime, obviously, and you know, the way that he framed it was that everyone is finding him, and I think it's a great way to phrase it. Only 7% for MVP voting. I'm not...
Get your iPhone out, Maya. That's a tough scene for KJ.
I mean, to be fair, Lockie Albrook has been pretty electric, I think, because KJ had a pretty hot start and cooled off a little bit. I think Lockie's been relatively consistent. That could be the argument.
I think it was 16 points in that first quarter that really set the tone.
My favourite might be the 3% for MJ Walker, who's played 8 minutes and scored 2 points.
That might be him. I mean, he's had a fair amount of time on the bench to get involved in our mix and pick poll. To get involved from home. Many great prizes to be won. Of course, it's the first of 2 games here on Sky Sport this afternoon, the Cowles NBL. We'll send it up to Palmerston North. Around 6:30 Rapid League action. Jets, Giants, Cowles NBL from 7:30.
And Zico opting to maintain this lineup. I imagine he's going to see that one through. And possibly also not rewarding a little bit of bad behaviour from those starters who had some things to say early in the first half as well.
Conversely, the Rams running with all but one starter at present, that being MJ Walker Jr. We just talked about being under a slight injury cloud. Let's finish there. Teardrop from Hippolyte. Interesting contest tomorrow to close out the round, Maya, with the Franklin Bulls hosting the Taranaki Airs. Two teams very much in that playoff conversation, have been impacted by international selection.
Yeah, the Airs will be severely short-handed for that game, both in terms of their scoring, but just their creation as well. Both Flynn Cameron and Mitch McCarron, great point guards. And Franklin look pretty good right now. They're on a roll.
How about young Tyson Tata Paesi? Doesn't mind the 3-ball, the Tama College product. Spread again, stops, props. And the extra pass from Brown to Ulbrich. And he's got himself a 30-piece. 32 for big Lockie Ulbrich. And he's nearing season-high territory. I believe it was a 35-point night against the Hawks. Yeah, back in round 4. That started this winning run. You might match it here. No.
And not to mention for Lockie Ulbrich, the 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and just the 1 turnover in almost 30 minutes of play. Extremely efficient and impactful from throughout the floor.
Right, Isaac back. And a confidence-boosting bucket there, you feel, Maya, for Kai Isaac. Was 1 of 9 before that went down. He's been outstanding in Rapid League. On occasion, just hasn't been able to translate that over into Sal's NBL. Another 3 for this young Saints quintet.
I did tell Kai Isaac to stop playing so well post-Rapid League, so maybe
it's your fault.
He took that a little bit too literally.
Good hand there from Corey Lovell. There's a foul off the ball. And it'll go on KJ Buffin to push on the Faru Hippolyte. So speaking of the Airs, that is what is next up for this Canterbury Rams side on the road next Friday. As part of that 2 games in 3 days, quick turnaround for them. Heading across to Manawatu to face the Jets. And it's 2 home games to close out the regular season. The Sharks and the Bulls.
And if they continue to play like this, they're going to be red hot coming into the playoffs. And then those home finals.
I was just about to mention, great to see that change. So the home crowd advantage will be a factor, you feel. One of those 2 losses that the Rams did suffer way back in April was in this very gym. We're short-handed, has to be said, against the Tuatara, but very much made this a cauldron.
Old Sam Gold getting a few votes for MVP there as well.
If anything, well, KJ Buffin's just completely fallen off. I'm going to have to get my phone out.
MJ's gone up as well. Who's messing with us? Nick, I think I should vote you for MVP at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see a bit of recognition there for Taylor Britt. He's going to run out of superlatives season 2024 for the impact he's had. 18 points, 9 assists, so nearing on a double-double. Just trying to see, I'll rack my brain on the top of my head whether he's had a 10-assist game this season. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Just got word from Justin Nelson. The Rams will jump to the league's highest points percentage today as well. So all guns blazing for the Rams at the moment. Nothing seems to be stopping them.
Taylor Britt is still out there on the floor. Lockie Ulbrich has taken a seat. It'll be interesting to see if we get him again in this contest. As Farrington can't get the finish, but draws the whistle and a foul. 32, 11 and 5 for Lockie Ulbrich.
Taki had a good night coming off the bench as well. Had a couple of threes and played his role quite nicely. We've spoken about it a couple of times. He's just had to completely adjust his game from those first couple to now. Quite limited minutes, limited role, but he's fit well within that.
I think fit's the operative word with this Rams side, isn't it? You know, you get imports in, they want to have a massive role, they want to have the ball in their hand, they want to get 20 shots up a night. But the way, the Judd Flavel way, the ball moves, you'll all have your night at some stage. And that unselfish style is very much reaping rewards here again in season 2024.
Judge done a great job to get them all to buy in as well. It's not always easy with all these new guys coming into the country and wanting to obviously score a lot of points, like you said, but he's obviously done some really hard off-court work to get everyone to buy into the culture. Helps when you're winning too.
I was about to say. Buffin now, of course, 7-3. And now KJ Buffin has himself a 30-piece.
Far out, KJ. Only a second professional season, Nick. And he's just taken it by storm.
Foul there on Kyle Isaac. Mentioned in the pregame the impact of the Rams imports in that last meeting between the two teams, a 107-84 win the Rams in Wellington. On that occasion, Buffin had 26, Walker Jr. 24, Ulbrich 22. And outside of Walker Jr., it's been rinse and repeat. 32 for Ulbrich, 30 for KJ Buffin, and again a significant contribution from Taylor Britt. It's almost like watching the same movie. And the 100 up too, sorry, Maya.
It seems a bit like that every time we watch these guys, and it feels like we say a lot of the same things, and the review's only getting better and better too.
For us or for the Rams? Or both?
Both. Hopefully the reviews for us are going up. Don't think we're too bad company.
Hippolyte. Will shimmy on Buffin. And gets the whistle. You feel like this will be beneficial minutes for these young guys coming off the bench for the Saints. You just never know when you're going to get your calling card.
Yeah, there's the Rapid League present for development, but obviously there's no development like the old sink or swim, throw you in against some of the league's best and force you to play against that. These are 5 high-caliber defensive guys, so that's prime development for these young guys.
They listed on that 7th Buffin 3, but that was the 10th assist there for Taylor Britt. Season high. Double-double, 18 points, 10 assists. Oh.
Wow.
It's been that kind of day. Maybe KJ Buffin will get some love now on the mix and pick poll. He's taken over from Ulbrich. Young Tyson, Bata Paesi again. He's hit a couple from that exact spot. Good find there, Buffin, Farrington. The threes just keep falling for Canterbury. They're 16th. Shooting at just under a 50% clip.
They started the season off horrifically from beyond the arc, and now just really showing their dominance and what they can do when they're successful both in the paint and from the three-point line.
Oh, Buffett, almost with the exclamation point, has a little chuckle to himself afterwards. And they've matched that mark too, Maya, of 107. It was 107 to 84 when these two teams last met. Just going to leave the chip on the same part of the roulette table. 107.82, could be 107.84.
Imagine. Although with the way the Rams like to play to the last buzzer.
Yeah.
Could be in for a season high here.
There's something about the number 107 though, because last week, of course, it was 107 to 66. 107 to 84, the Rams over the Saints earlier in the season.
Bit of a lucky number, perhaps.
A lucky number, 107. Very random.
Rolls off the tongue, though.
And a timeout called here, curiously, with less than a minute to play.
Zico, also a guy obviously focused on the development of his young guys, so maybe it's a chance here to get some learnings. And on the other side for Judd, he loves this kind of stuff operating on the home stretch.
Another great crowd has to be said in here at Cowles Stadium. Making plenty of noise. Canterbury's got two professional sports teams very much getting in and around, with a certain rugby team not doing as well.
Don't bring it up.
But the Rams, top of the table. The Tactics and the netball is the other one I'm alluding to. Top of the table in their ANZ Premiership competition. Just a shout out to that guy in the black hat there. What are we calling him? The on-court MC?
I think, I don't actually know what the label is there.
He brings more energy than almost any, maybe equal with Rambo, but he is.
Oh, that's a bit cool, isn't it?
he is full fizz.
I don't know what he drinks or eats pre-game.
I want some.
Goodness me. I wonder if he's like that all the time, or if he...
I love it.
It's amazing. Gets the crowd going. The kids love it.
Yeah, there is Rambo. And a player timeout called here from the Rams. They finally go to their bench. Young Jonty Bond and Max Stoddart into the ball game.
See what they can cook up here.
Farrington can't get that three to go. He's connected on a couple here this afternoon in the NBL. Only a ball movement here from the Saints. And a foot out of bounds from Dougal Meter. Frustration evident. Saints should get one last possession. The immaterial.
Dougal Meter will be frustrated about that one. He's 0 from 4 tonight. Finally saw one go through, and it didn't count.
Got to get a shot up here late in the shot clock here, and Tama Isaac with his first bucket of the ball game. And the Rams' 18th made three. I'm going to say that's a season high, Mike, certainly in this gym.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. 18 from 37 as well. Almost 50%.
Yeah.
If you told me they were going to shoot like that a few weeks ago, I'd say bugger off.
8 of the 18. From KJ Buffin Jr. He's going to finish with 33 points. Not to mention 8 rebounds and 4 steals as well. Getting it done at both ends. Last possession here, you feel, for what has been another Canterbury Rams clinic. Dougal Meter. It's a pass free to Lovell. The Saints will finish with the last bucket. Gee, for a minute there, I thought the Taki Varensen prayer was online. It's unlucky for some, but not for Canterbury. 13 in a row in the Cells NBL. And what a performance they've put together. 110 to 85. Over the Wellington Saints. $30 for both KJ Buffin and Lockie Albrook, who currently, according to you at home, is your MVP. 32 points for Albrook, 11 rebounds, and not to be sneezed at, 5 assists as well. Taylor Britt, a season high 11 assists, as well as 18 points. So much to like if you're a Canterbury Rams fan. Work to do for Wellington. He's still very much in the playoff picture with 3 home games to come to close out the regular season. He's trying to find Maya Williamson. She is standing by. Let's send it to Maya. She's got Lockie Albrook.
All right, absolute clinic of a performance from you tonight, Lockie. 32 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Pre-game, we spoke about that Tohi Smith-Milner matchup. You went into the game and absolutely destroyed it. What were you thinking pre-game?
Yeah, just our game plan, sticking to it, and, everything, went in for us. Like, we shot a pretty good percentage, and yeah, it was our night tonight.
Yeah, you shot really well. What else worked well for you guys tonight? It was an absolute clinic.
I think we got downhill and, really got inside the paint, which got us so many open looks on the kick-out threes, which we were hitting, so yeah.
And what are your key takeaways going forward? You've got some big games, you've got the Ears and the Bulls coming up. Any adjustments you're going to make from tonight to look good in the postseason? Yeah, we can't give up as many O-boards as we did, especially in that first half. We gave up 9 O-boards, so got to crack down on that and, limit all the second chance points and just easy buckets in general. Awesome. Thanks, Lockie. Thanks, man.
Thoughts there of Lockie Albrook as we quickly whip through the key stats courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. As mentioned, 30-point games for Buffin Jr. and Albrook. And the Rams roll on, Maya. I thought it was going to be close. Didn't quite live up to the billing. That is the class of this Rams outfit, isn't it?
I'm glad I finally got a prediction right at the start of the game. Yeah, on paper, like we spoke about, probably should have been a lot closer than it was tonight. I think the foul trouble and the frustration in that first quarter, first half, really put Saints on the back foot. They had a really good minute coming into that second half, and I thought that might be where the tides changed a little bit, but the Rams just looked good on everything.
Well summarised. That'll do it here from Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Do stick with us here on Sky Sports. Cells NBL action coming to you shortly from Palmerston North, where it's the Manawatu Jets hosting the Nelson Giants. But enjoy the rest of your weekend. We've enjoyed another Canterbury Rams win.